Hi everybody, it's Kate. Today I'm talking about another movie, and that movie is Just My Luck with Lindsay Lohan and Chris Pine. Obviously, our main character is Lindsay Lohan, who plays Ashley, a rich girl in New York who works at like a publishing not a publishing company, like a publicity company. I don't really know. It's one of those things where in like rom-coms from this time always have like the main girl and then like two of her friends be like working in like this like super fun office, and they happen to live in like these like nicest houses when like they're like an assistant to the assistant, you know what I'm saying? So she is the luck. So pretty much the whole premise of this movie is Ashley has really, really good luck, and then Jake, who is Chris Pine, who has really, really bad luck. So it's like every single day he has like the worst luck ever. Like the second he steps outside, it starts raining. When he bends over, his pants rip, blah, 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 blah. She, on the other hand, when she steps outside, it stops raining. She hails a taxi, 5 taxis come and wait for her. Like, she has the best luck. And Jake is a manager for this like small band who came over to the US to try to get like more publicity for their band, and Jake is their manager, and it's really bad luck because he keeps trying to give it to a big executive for like a record company, and it's like the biggest one around. He can't give it to her because every time he tries to give it to the record label, like all this stuff happens where like his disc breaks, he runs into people, he falls, he gets dog poop on his hands, you know. It's just like the worst luck of the worst luck of the worst luck of the worst luck. And that same music company guy, he has a meeting with Ashley's higher ups because Ashley is more of just like a assistant sort of. Everyone gets stuck in an elevator, so she's the only one who can make it to the meeting, and she does a really good job. And the guy decides to work with Ashley's company. She gets a promotion because she decided that they should do a masquerade ball because it's called Masquerade Records. So, you know, super genius. No one's ever thought of that before. But so she gets an office, she gets a promotion. In the elevator, she meets this like super hot rich guy who she's going on a date with. Her life is going perfect. And then skip to the masquerade ball. And Jake decides to also go to the masquerade ball because he's like, this is a time where I know the music guy, his name is Mr. Phillips. So he's like, I know Mr. Phillips is going to be there because this is about his music company, his record label. Of course, he's going to be there. So he's like, I'm going to sneak in and I'm going to give the band that I'm working with tape to Mr. Phillips to see if he can play it, or like just listen to it and be like, do you like this? So he goes back to the masquerade dance. He dresses up as like a hired professional dancer because obviously he's not on the list. He and Ashley meet at this dance because she's like, you're gorge, and he's like, you're gorge. So they dance and then they kiss, and then that is how the luck transfers. So their luck switches completely. So immediately after they kiss, he goes outside and he's like, whatever. He saves Mr. Phillips from a car. Like, he pushes him out of the way. He gets him out of the car. He's fine. And then he hands the record over to Mr. Phillips because he's like, you just saved my life. How will I ever repay you? So he gives him the record. Then he's like, yeah, I'll take a look at this. Meet me whatever time. And he's like, is this just me or did I just get super lucky? And then right at the same time, Ashley, who's inside the masquerade ball, her shoe breaks. She almost dies and chokes on she chokes and almost dies from an olive. She gets fired. Oh yeah, and then at the party, there's like a fortune teller there, and she's like, "Oh, your luck may be transferred, or like your luck may be rewind back time." And she's like, "Yeah, whatever. I don't believe in that stuff."
It says that good luck has always spun your way. That means the wheel may be spinning back.
And then when she goes home to her apartment, turns out it flooded completely because there was a really bad mold infestation. So it gets completely flooded. It's pouring rain outside. So then she stays with two of her two best friends, the quirky girls who work at the office with who horrible things happen. She breaks the mirror. She fries a outlet, and then she drops so the hairdryer that she used lights on fire, sucks some of her hair in, she drops into the tub, pours water on it to stop the fire, although it's a magical fire, so you should not do that. The whole entire building loses power. So she's like, okay, I actually do have bad luck, this is horrible. After all this happened, she's like, I have to go find the fortune teller, so she does, and then the fortune teller's like, well, if you lost your luck from kissing someone, you might have to kiss that person again. So she's like, And so then she gets a list of all of the, like professional dancers, but he's not like on there because he wasn't actually a dancer because he just took the costume. So she tracks down all like 12 guys, and without prompt, she just kisses every single one of them. So Sort of feels like SA because she just like kisses them. She could have just been like, hey, this is really awkward. Did you kiss someone at the masquerade ball? If yes, can you kiss me? If not, never mind. You know what I'm saying? But like none of them are it because she still has bad luck. But like, and they try to do this as like really funny. But I personally was just like, this isn't really funny. It just perpetuates the commonality of SA and that it is played off a joke whenever it happens to men, I guess, which isn't very awesome. Skipping that because it's just, ugh. Jake meets with Mr. Phillips again. They signed the band, which is called McFly. The band, so think of like 4 British dweebs in a band. So kind of like the Beatles. No, but they get signed. They love the music, and he's like, listen, I'm gonna give it to a few radio stations. They're gonna play it, see how it does. In the meantime, you guys have to write a song by like in 2 weeks. So then both Ashley and Jake happen to meet at a cafe. Like, they don't know each other. They just happen to both eat there. The worst things are happening. So she had like a ton of bad luck stuff happens to her where she like breaks a table. She kind of is like crazy. She throws salt behind her back and then it hits a guy and he gets salt in his eyes and he's like, what the hell? Like, he's screaming. And then Jake is like, oh my gosh, she has really bad luck. I used to have really bad luck, so I'll help her. They don't realize that they're the people who kissed each other yet. So he like drags her out of the cafe and is like, listen, you have really bad luck. He gives her a sandwich. They like walk to a park. She's like eating because she's like starving because she doesn't have any money and blah 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 blah. She sits on a bench and he's like sitting in front of her, and then you realize that it's a wet paint. Like, the bench is just freshly painted, so she like stands there and there are like the lines of the paint, the lines of like the bench paint on her. So she's like, okay, this sucks. And he's like, listen, do you need a job? And she's like, is this a scam? And he's like, no, like, I promise you, like, it's a job that you really can't mess up. So she's like, okay, fine. Like, yes, I definitely need a job because I was just fired. So she goes to Jake's old job, which was at a bowling alley. And he was like, he kind of did everything, right? Like, he like cleaned, he like fixed lights, he did like the polishing thing. So she's like, I'll take this job. So she's like learning how to do all this. She's slowly getting like better at like managing her bad luck. And then he like helps her. Like, she got like shocked from a light bulb, so he like helps her and he's like, listen, I have this bag of stuff. It has like first aid kits, it has like all these things, it has a poncho, it has whatever, it has all these things for like every situation that you might have bad luck in. So she is like, you're so great, thank you. But then he takes a phone call and it sounds like he has a girlfriend, right? But we as the audience know that it's his niece. So it's just like oh my gosh, she thinks it's his girlfriend, but it's his niece who's like, oh, you should totally come to my new place, whatever.
Your key? You checked the doormat? Okay, what if I pick you up? Take you to the new place? Yeah, you'll love it. It's huge. Okay. Love pizza.
So she's like, I gotta go. So she leaves, because she has to get back to work. And later that day, it's like pouring rain outside. Her umbrella It's so sad. So like her umbrella like flips backwards and like completely gets destroyed, and she's just like sadly walking in the rain. And then Jake, who was like just across the street because that's where his niece lives. His niece is like 10, so it's like his niece and aunt live across the street from where she works. So he sees her and is like, oh, maybe I should give her a ride because she is like literally just in the pouring rain with an umbrella. So he's like, hey, listen, like, do you want to come back to my apartment? It's super close. I can get you dry clothes, you know, whatever, because he understands that like her luck is horrible. Like, they still don't know that they gave each other the bad luck. He's just like, oh, this is another person who had bad luck. So then she's like, okay. So they go back to his apartment. They like get closer. She meets Katie and she's like, oh, this is Katie. You are not the girlfriend. Because she was like really hurt because she was like, yeah, I'm not gonna like spend time with this dude if he has a girlfriend. And then like they're still getting close or whatever. And then like they can't figure out a song. Ashley's like, hey, I have this friend who is a singer-songwriter. She can give you guys one of the songs. So she goes into the recording studio and she helps the little British boys play a song. And they are like, this is an amazing song. Yes, we're gonna use it. And then like while they're in the recording studio, Mr. Phillips is like talking to Jake and is like, whoa, you're really lucky. Like, this is whatever or something. And he's like, yeah, ever since the masquerade ball, I've been super lucky. And then Ashley's like, oh my goodness.
It's a great night for me too. I mean, ever since then, I've been about the luckiest guy in the world. Look, come on.
You stole my luck. So then she suddenly just kisses him and he's like, hey, I like you a lot too. And then she's like, I have to go. So he's like, So then she suddenly leaves. And then right when that happens, he tips over in his chair and he's like, my luck. She's like, a taxi stop. whatever. While she's walking down the street, she sees her old boss, and her boss is like, hey, I'm really sorry for firing you. Have your job back. And then there's this meeting tonight. There's this meeting tomorrow night or tonight or whatever. Come to the pitch meeting. If you're there, like, you get your old job back. And then at the same time, she realizes that her friend's song is going to be played at the concert at Disney's. Thank you so much. At the concert, one of the band members gets stuck under stage, like in like the. I actually don't know anything about stages, but like he gets stuck underground in like one of the stage things. They can't find him. They're not gonna play one of the songs. Ashley feels really bad, so she's like, you know what? I'm gonna skip the meeting. I don't need my old job back. I'm much rather have him and his band and my friend all have this happen with them. And the good things. Whatever. She quickly runs and she kisses him and she's like, okay, in 10 seconds, everything's gonna be fine. And then the band member who was underground rises up on stage and then the other members are like, he went on without us. He went on without us. They go on stage, they kill it, they play the Friends song. It's a hit, everyone loves it. She's talking to her friend and she's like, I'm in love with Jake, but I can't be with him because then every time we kiss, I'll give him bad luck, and then, you know, whatever. So she's like, so I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna stay with my parents for a while. They live somewhere else. So she's going to the train station. When she gets to the train station, all of them are delayed because she has bad luck. And then Jake's there and he's like, yeah, it'll just keep saying delayed, and then by the time that you actually leave, then you're gonna want to go on a bus, but then it's gonna start raining, it might even hail. And then she's like, you used your luck so much better than I ever could. I want you to keep it. And he's like, well, I don't need good luck when I have you, and I'm used to bad luck. But then it's like, girl, your band might get ruined if you don't have good luck. Whatever, doesn't matter. So they kiss a couple times and they're like, who even has bad luck? Which one of us has it anymore? And then the little girl, Jake's niece, comes in because she's like, you left me in a limo so you guys could kiss. You're a horrible uncle. So then they both kiss her cheek. So she gets the good luck because they don't know which one of them has it. So like, you know what, we'll just give it to her. She scratches a ticket. She's like, I just won $25. So yes, starting them young with gambling. That was the end of the movie. And it's like kind of sweet because she's not actually like a bad person. Because it's like, I feel like you could have easily made it be like, she's kind of a bad person and she's like, I've had luck my whole life. Screw you. I don't know you, it doesn't matter. But she's like, not like a horrible person. Like obviously there's some things that she does and I'm like, But like overall, she's like, yeah, I want you to have luck after she realizes that his bad luck returns. I don't really have much to say about it. It was like a simple movie, sweet movie. I enjoyed it a lot. Like and comment and subscribe because if you don't do those things, you're gonna get horrible luck and you're also gonna get hit by lightning. Okay, bye.